Chapter 6 is not shit but also shit. WTF? Shit, is it out? Nemas, that is the impurities discharged by lousy washing essence and cutting pulp. I dare to associate it with you. Sure enough, birds of a feather flock together. Su Daxiao's younger brother is especially talented. Su Yang said with a black face. Get out. Who told you it was shit? Is the yellow one not shit? Su Daxiao, stop pretending. You can't hide it from me. Wang Fuguei quickly approached Su Yang and asked excitedly, Su Daxiao, tell me what medicine you are taking. It's really exciting. I also want to try it. After Wang Fuguei entered the box, he did not close the door, and now many people were watching. Su Yang was so ashamed that he glared at Wang Fuguei, turned to the middle-aged man next to him and said, You are the manager here. I want to explain that what is on the bed is not shit. You have to believe me. Well, I'm sure I believe what Su Daxiao said. The manager responded in a low voice. Well, thank you for your trust. This made Su Daxiao feel very comfortable. The more he looked at the manager, the more pleasing to the eye, and said faintly, In that case, hurry up and let people go, and don't get stuck in the doorway. No problem, it's just, Su Daxiao, we will make all the rules and must not abuse the technician. Please be gentle next time, or it will be very difficult for me. The manager mustered his courage and whispered, Su Daxiao is awesome, playing really crazy. The first fierce man, Su Da and Junior, has to be convinced. Su Daxiao, can you impart some experience? I want to be as fierce as you. People around us teased one after another. Damn it, you still don't believe me after doing it for a long time. If you dip it in your crotch, it's not shit, but it's shit. So screw you. Su Yang's face darkened completely and simply refused to explain. Yes, I am so good that I fucking get out of here. Seeing the Su Daxiao fire, everyone at the scene, including the manager, fled. Su is young, bold, aboveboard and aboveboard. Well done. I am very proud to be your little brother. Wang Fuguei is extremely gratified. You shut up to me. Su Yang stared at Wang Fuguei, looked down sharply, and asked in a cold voice, Wang Fuguei, where were you when I leveled the school with a bulldozer 10 days ago? Usually you and I were almost inseparable. Why didn't you push the school with me that day? Voice day. Who knows? Wang Fuguei jumped up when he heard the words and shouted, Su Daxiao, how dare you ask? I didn't want to wipe your ass that day. Did you really forget or want to break down the bridge across the river? To be clear, what's going on? Su Yang frowned. Shit, just say, what are you doing so seriously? Wang Fuguei continued. There was a bulldozer driver who had diarrhea that day. I was going to go up and drive it myself. As a result, Li Qiqi came to trouble you with a baseball bat. You turned white with fear and asked me to deal with her quickly. Su Daxiao, look at my face. It's still green, and there's hard work even if there's no merit. Wang Fuguei's face is full of grievances. Li Qiqi, Su Yang had the impression that this girl was the second miss of the Li family. Her sister Li Feixian is Su Daxiao's fiancée who refers to her belly. What does Li Qiqi want with me? Do I have a grudge against her? At this point, Su Yang asked. Chapter 6 is not shit but also shit. Shit, the day before you leveled the school, you gave her sister Li Feixian fainted to Zhao Wenbin. Do you think you have a grudge against her? Give away your fiancé in a coma? Su Yang remembered. Damn it, Su Daxiao really did such a thing. The cause was the dogfight bet with Zhao Wenbin, the third master of the Zhao family, and Su Daxiao's losing underpants were almost gone. Under Zhao Wenbin's provocation, Li Feixian was taken as a bet. As a result, without exception, Su Daxiao suffered a fiasco. Su Daxiao, who had no other advantages, was willing to gamble and was willing to lose. He made an appointment with Li Feixian that night, and then fainted and handed it to Zhao Wenbin. Fortunately, Li Qiqi came at the critical moment and took Li Feixian away. Su University rarely went wrong and escaped long ago and survived. But when she was pushing the school, Li Qiqi suddenly came to the door to teach Su Daxiao a lesson for her sister. Under such circumstances, Su Daxiao certainly could not see Li Qiqi, so he sent Wang Fuguei to deal with it. After Wang Fuguei left, he drove his own bulldozer and was flooded with construction waste. If Li Qiqi doesn't come, Wang Fuguei will be driving a bulldozer, and he will be the one who is dead. While Li Qiqi is an uncontrollable factor, the people who designed this bureau will not be stupid enough to kill themselves. Wang Fuguei's suspicion can be ruled out. At this point of the analysis, Su Yang put away the cold breath. Su Dashao, don't say so much is useless. My father is going to beat me to death. Now only you can save me. I helped you stop Li Qiqi. After being badly beaten, you can't cross the river and tear down the bridge. Right now. Wang Fuguei clasped Su Yang's arm tightly, as if grabbing the last straw. The two big men hugged a fart and let go of me. Su Yang shook off Wang Fuguei and immediately asked, "What's the matter? What happened? Why did your father hit you?" "He knows that I contacted you with the bulldozer that almost killed you and insisted on killing me to make amends for you." Wang Fuguei wept and said, "Su Dashao, we are good brothers in a pair of underpants. You can't let him die. If the tiger is poisonous and doesn't eat its children, why are you so afraid? Your father won't really kill you." "Su Dashao, I'm not like you. I'm the only child in the family, and there's a coquettish elder sister. If your father beats you, your elder sister will take revenge on you and will punch you back." Wang Fuguei complained, "I have two younger brothers who are better than me in all aspects of their studies. In my father's eyes, I am a negative example. He won't be lenient in beating me. He just rolls up his sleeves and does it. You're pathetic. Tell me how I can help you." Su Yang smiled. "My father used to be your father's adjutant. He respects you very much, and you are also the victim. You call to intercede for me. My father will certainly give you this face." Wang Fuguei took out his cell phone and looked at Su Yang with pleading eyes. Su Yang did not refuse, but dialed Wang Fuguei's father's number. "Son of a bitch, where have you been? Roll back to me. I can't learn well. I can't go to school with Su Dashao. Isn't that what stupid people would do? Did the school recruit you and piss you off? Now it's all right. The start of school has been postponed. No. Other people's schools have been removed from the Bureau of Education, and thousands of students have no place to go to school. What Lousy looks down on most is you, a fool who doesn't want to study and disturbs others' study." No sooner had the phone been connected than Wang Baoquan roared angrily. "Ahem." Su Yang cleared his throat and interrupted, "Uncle Wang, this is Su Yang." "Su. Turns out it's Su Dashao. You can just call me by my name. Wang Shu is too ashamed to deserve it." Wang Baoquan instantly changed his posture, respectfully. "Well, Wang Baoquan, I'm calling to clarify that it was my idea to level the school, and it has nothing to do with Wang Fuguei." Su Yang went straight to the point and said, "Now that I am awake and recovering well, you should stop blaming him. All right, Su Dashao, you pushed the school well. You are really a thoughtful and independent-minded man. That stupid school is like a birdcage, trapping young men and women in their prime all day. I have thought about it for a long time." Wang Baoquan continued to flatter. "I knew that rich son of a bitch could not do such a big thing as leveling the school for the welfare of students. Su Dashao, you should take the time to teach him well, and let him learn more from your side." Chapter 7 is brilliant, incisive. Good. Su Yang can't help laughing. No wonder he can be my father's adjutant. In terms of fucking brown-nosing, he is definitely a talent. Wang Fuguei's face turned black next to him, and he could not help saying, "Dad, what is it? Didn't you just say that leveling the school is a stupid behavior? Why now?" "Ahem. Su Dashao, I have something to do now. I'll hang up first." In order to hide his embarrassment, Wang Baoquan hurriedly hung up the phone. "Bah! My father is really double-marked, but it looks like I dodged a bullet." Wang Fuguei breathed a sigh of relief, then hugged Su Yang's arm and said gratefully, "Su Dashao, thanks to you. I love you so much. You are simply the man-god of my destiny. It's a pity that I'm not a woman, or I can make you feel good. But that, in fact, I don't think it's that important whether it's a man or a woman." Wang Fuguei said shyly, "Su Dashao, why don't I lie down now and cooperate with you?" "Get out." Su Yang got rid of Wang Fuguei with a black line. Damn it, this guy is so fucking disgusting. Woo woo. Su Dashao, you should be mean to others. I was gonna tell you a secret message, but now it seems unnecessary. Wang Fuguei cried. Get out of here. No matter how disgusting it is. Ben will take you abroad for sex reassignment surgery and make you a real woman. Su Yang first threatened, and then said faintly, What's secret news? Say it quickly. Hearing Su Yang's words, Wang Fuguei was so frightened that his legs tightened, and his body could not help but tremble. Gee, you can't even joke about it. It's boring. Wang Fuguei curled his mouth and said, Su Dashao, I got the news that today is the birthday of my soon-to-be sister-in-law Li Feixian. She has contracted the Joseph restaurant. Many princes in Jiangbei have gone. Are we going to join the party? No. Su Yang was not interested in the matter and shook his head to refuse. I heard that Zhao Wenbin is also there. He is an avid suitor of his sister-in-law. Su Dashao, let's go and have a look. Wang Fuguei continued. Speaking of Zhao Wenbin, this boy has made a fortune recently. First I won a lot of money from you, and then I contacted him with the bulldozer, and he hacked me 2 million, which pissed me off. Su Yang frowned and said, Did Zhao Wenbin find the bulldozer for you? Yes, I didn't have any connections. I was worried that I didn't know how to get in touch. So Zhao Wenbin volunteered to deliver it to me. Wang Fuguei gritted his teeth and said, This boy is black, saying that there are no formal formalities. He will be punished for leveling the school. He must increase the money. As a result, he asked me for 3 million yuan. I was right when I thought about it. 50 bulldozer drivers followed us to risk pushing the school, and each of them didn't get 50,000 or 60,000 yuan. Who wanted to do it? So I gave it. But then I learned that Zhao Wenbin didn't share all the money at all. Each driver only gave him 20,000 yuan, and he hacked 2 million himself. Wang Fuguei said angrily, Su Dashao, you only gave me 2 million yuan at that time. That 2 million was my coffin book. It was all swallowed by that dog thing of Zhao Wenbin. I asked him for an explanation. He turned his face directly and refused to admit it. I was so angry that my kidney hurt. Su Yang's eyes narrowed slightly when he heard the speech. Chapter 7 is brilliant, incisive. The bulldozer was contacted by Zhao Wenbin, so this matter should have something to do with him. Also, although Su Yang has not met Li Feixian is his fiancée after all. Zhao Wenbin, a son of a bitch, had previously calculated Su Dashao and bet on Li Feixian, and almost got Li Feixian. Now he still dares to think about Li Feixian, which makes Su Yang very uncomfortable and must go to see him. At this point, Su Yang smiled gently and said, Wang Fuguei, let's go to Joseph's restaurant. Shrimp, Su Dashao, aren't you going? You are my brother. Zhao Wenbin dares to cheat you for 2 million yuan. I'm sure I'll take the initiative to get the money back for you. Su Yang Ibo Yun Tian Tao. Su Dashao, you are so kind to me. Wang Fuguei was very grateful and flattered. You are handsome, loyal, good-looking and righteous. How can there be a perfect person like you in the world? I must have used up all my luck. Close your anus and hurry to Joseph's. Su Yang couldn't stand it and interrupted with a black face. He is so good at flattery. Flattery is the ancestral skill of the Wang family, and one generation is better than the other. Next, Su Yang and Wang Fuguei went to Joseph's restaurant together. Around 8 o'clock, they arrived at their destination. Just about to go in, when the hostess outside the door reached out to stop it. I'm sorry, the restaurant is booked tonight. Please go back. The hostess said apologetically. Even Su Dashao dared to stop you from being blind. Seeing this, Wang Fuguei pointed to the nose of the hostess and threatened. Do you believe that there are number 100 ways for you to stay in Jiangbei? Su Dashao. The welcome lady was so frightened that she collapsed directly on the ground, crying and pleading. Sorry, I didn't know it was you. Please let me go. The little girl is not bad-looking, Su Dashao, or let her serve you all night. It will be an atonement. Wang Fuguei said casually. Oh no. Hearing the words, the welcome lady was so frightened that her face turned pale, and tears rolled in her eyes. Forget it. It's not strange if you don't know. Su Yang looked at the hostess, waved her hand and said, "You go." Thank you, Su Dashao. The welcome lady was relieved and ran into the restaurant while wiping away her tears. Su Dashao, this girl can be graded. It's rare to meet such a beautiful woman. So let her go like this. This is not in line with your usual style. Wang Fuguei was a little surprised and continued. If it was a beautiful woman in her 30s or 40s, you wouldn't let it go easily as long as you brought it to your mouth. How can you change sex now? Middle age. Women. WTF. Su Daxiao is such a fool. How ferocious he is. How terrible. Su Yang despised the original host in his heart. But in order to maintain the human setting, he said, "You don't know anything. I'm not afraid of the scum girl playing ambiguous, but I'm afraid that the young woman is 30 years old. She knows everything you don't understand, and you won't. She will be mature, stable, and charming, making people infatuated and intoxicated." Su Yang said with a playful smile, "The most important thing is to put it away freely. I'm not tired at all." Fuck! Wang Fuguei heard this, instantly bright in front of his eyes, admired. Incisive ah. Su Daxiao summed up really in place. My brother admired the 5 bodies to the ground. You still have a lot to learn. Take your time. Su Yang patted Wang Fuguei on the shoulder and strode into Joseph's restaurant. Wang Fuguei followed like a follower. This moment, Joseph's restaurant, Supreme Box. Although it has been booked here, there are only a dozen people in this group of rich second generation, and a box can be fully seated. The reason for this is that they do not want to be disturbed. You know, Su Daxiao woke up a week ago. His life is so big that it's okay to be buried in steel and concrete. I heard that when Su Daxiao woke up, the first thing he said was that he was flat, and that leveling the school was the right thing he had ever done. I also heard that Su Daxiao was unrepentant and was imprisoned by his father, but he hasn't been released yet. Your news has been delayed. I just got the news that Su Daxiao has lifted the ban. It is said that he bought a lot of nourishing herbs, and then went directly to the Jadefinger Wonderland and hugged 2 beautiful technicians to the private room. Anyway, the female technician was in a coma and there were a lot of yellow things on the bed. Some people said it was shit. Shit. He is really a young Su, fierce. Several brothers were talking about the deeds of Su Yang, which made everyone roar with laughter. At this point, on the main seat opposite the door, a woman in a ginger cheongsam frowned slightly. Chapter 8 Li Fei Xian. Her delicate appearance, ice-muscle jade bones, with national beauty and celestial fragrance is not too much to describe. In particular, her temperament, elegance reveals a trace of coldness, is definitely a disaster to the country and people-level beauty. She is the eldest lady of the Li family, Li Fei Xian. With the unique appearance of Li Fei Xian, if she were not Su Dashao's fiancée, I am afraid there would be so many suitors that even the 5th-grade pupils could not be counted. At this moment, hearing everyone talking about Su Dashao, Princess Li revealed a touch of displeasure in her beautiful jade face, gritted her teeth and said, "Don't mention Su Yang in front of me. I don't want to hear his name." Hearing the speech, everyone at the scene kept their mouths shut one after another. Next to him, a young man in a suit stood up and said, "Everyone must have heard about the other day. I knew Su was a dandy, but I didn't expect him to be such a jerk. I was just joking. I casually said that I was betting on Fei Xian, but he actually said yes." The young man was Zhao Wenbin, and then said, "Moreover, after losing the game, he really gave me the princess to faint." At this point, Zhao Wenbin arranged his tie, and then said, "But Zhao Wenbin, is open and above board. How can I take advantage of the danger of others?" So I contacted Li Qiqi and asked her to take Fei Xian back to Li's house. So it is. No wonder Li Qiqi arrived in time, and Master Zhao was above board and admirable. Miss Li is all over the country, and Master Zhao is able to sit around without chaos, and her character is so good. The rich second generation around him suddenly realized and admired Zhao Wenbin. Well, that's what I'm supposed to do. Zhao Wenbin raised his hand to suppress the voices of the people, and then said, Now you know how much Fei Xian hates Suda and Xiao. Don't mention Suda and Xiao anymore. Princess Xian will be angry. Fei Xian, everyone won't say any more. Calm down. You shouldn't get angry on your birthday. Zhao Wenbin looked at Li Fei Xian and said gently. Li Fei gathered her hair from ear to ear, smiled and said, Thank you, Master Zhao. Although she expressed her thanks on the surface, Li Fei Xian was not interested in Zhao Wenbin. On the contrary, she was a little disgusted. As for the reason, she is not clear. In short, she hates Zhao Wenbin from the bottom of her heart. Hey, what's the relationship between us? You don't have to be polite with me. Zhao Wenbin responded with a smile. Who knows at this time Su Yang and Wang Fugue walked into the Supreme Box. Su Yang's eyes fell on Zhao Wenbin and said faintly, Zhao Wenbin, what is your relationship? Blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, the eyes of everyone at the scene fell on Su Yang. Su to Xiao. Zhao Wenbin was startled, then smiled softly and said, What are you doing here? Answer my question. What is your relationship with my fiancé? Su Yang stared at Zhao Wenbin and said faintly, Friends and friends. Zhao Wenbin explained. Bang! As soon as Zhao Wenbin's voice fell, Su Yang raised his hand and drew it on his left face and said, If you go to Nima, your friend can just say no. It's so obscure that I misunderstood it. Su Yang. Zhao Wenbin covered his face, looked resentfully at Su Yang, gritted his teeth and said, I know you lost the dog fight to me, and you feel uncomfortable. If you want to hit me, just say it and find any reason. Oh, you have a point. Chapter 8 Li Fei Xian. Su Yang nodded approvingly and said, Let me tell you something now. I'm going to keep hitting you. With that, Su Yang raised his hand and slapped Zhao Wenbin heavily in the face. Ah! This slap directly knocked Zhao Wenbin to the ground and screamed in pain. Su Yang, that's enough. At this time, Li Fei Xian suddenly said, Today is my birthday. You are not welcome here. Please go out. Hearing this, Su Yang's eyes fell on Li Fei Xian and lost his mind for a moment. Female. The Emperor. It turned out to be the Emperor of the Blue Phoenix. In Su Yang's mind, a scene could not help but emerge. Under the vast starry sky, the Empress, dressed in bright clothes, bathed in the stars of 10,000 feet, never fell into the city. Her eyes exude unparalleled nobility and keep people away. The Emperor Qinghuang, who is extremely strong in the study of Shenyu, is the goal that Emperor Shen Tianxian pursued in his whole life. But when he stepped into the realm of the Emperor, he realized how big the gap was between himself and the Emperor Qinghuang. In order to get closer to the Qinghuang female emperor, Emperor Shen Tianxian ventured into Geohell and was trapped in Geohell for hundreds of years. Finally, one day, Emperor Shen Tianxian could not bear it and chose to explode himself, which was able to rebirth the earth. Emperor Qinghuang, what are you doing here? Su Yang was so excited that he was short of breath. But when he reacted, he was relieved. The Emperor Qinghuang is stunning, and her strength is shining in the past and present. The woman in front of her is just like her. Su Yang raised a smile at the corner of his mouth. However, the earth is becoming more and more interesting. First I got the prison formula of Geotown, and now I have encountered a replica of the Emperor Qinghuang. Su Yang, did you hear what I said? Please get out of here. At this time, Li Fei Xian gritted her teeth. Sister-in-law-to-be, if you have something to say. Su Dexiao and I have just arrived and haven't had dinner yet. Wang Fugue followed in and opened his mouth. Shut up. Li Fei Xian said angrily. I am not your sister-in-law. Even if Li Fei Xian dies, I will not marry Su Yang. Ahem. When Su Yang heard the words, he touched the bridge of his nose and said, That, Princess Xian, don't be so unique. I think we can still get along well. The last life did not marry the Qinghuang female emperor. Live a new life, it seems good to marry a pirated one. Su Yang, are you interesting? Li Fei Xian stared at Su Yang and gritted her teeth. 5 years ago, you forced my best friend. She got pregnant afterwards. How dare you say you get along with me? Zinema. Su was so ruthless, and his fiancé's best friend slept and got her pregnant. No wonder Li Feixian hated him so much. But this is what Su Deshao did. What does it have to do with me, Su Yang? Ahem. Su Yang covered up his embarrassment and then explained, Princess Xian, let me explain this. Don't talk. Your sister, the god of war, has already explained it for you. Li Feixian said coldly. She said that you were thinking for my sake. It was too hard to get pregnant and have a baby. For my own good, you went to my best friend and asked my best friend to suffer instead of me. Su Yang, is that what you want to explain? Oh? WTF. This explanation is invincible. Sister YYDS. Su Yang brazenly said, well, I really thought so at that time. You. Brazen. The more Li Feixian said, the more angry she became. Su Yang, forget about the past. I almost forgot it after 5 years. But a few days ago, you didn't change your nature and even lost me as a bet to Master Zhao. Fortunately, Master Zhao was open and above board and didn't take advantage of others. Otherwise, I would hate you for the rest of my life. No, I hate you for the rest of my life. I want me to marry you unless I die. Li Feixian said firmly in her eyes. Hearing this, Su Yang's eyes fell on Zhao Wenbin, whose face was red and swollen. Oh shit. Why is this guy so good at doing things? Obviously it was you who proposed to bet on Li Feixian, but Su Deshao gambled so well that he gave Li Feixian to you if he lost. But you turned your hand on the report. Is it polite of you to do so? Chapter 9 Are you serious? Zhao Wenbin was stared at by Su Yang and swallowed a mouthful of saliva in panic. Then he said hurriedly, well, Feixian, my father just sent me a message saying that something was wrong at home and urged me to go home. I went first. Well, goodbye, Master Zhao. Thank you for calling Gigi that day. Li Feixian thanked her again. You're welcome. Zhao Wenbin answered casually, then turned around and was about to leave. Stop. At this time, Su Yang said coldly, did I let you go? Su Deshao willing to gamble and lose. Doesn't that mean losing a dogfight? Are you targeting me all the time? Zhao Wenbin gritted his teeth and said, if you want to do this, who in Jiangbei will dare to bet with you in the future? Su Deshao has 2 hobbies in his life. One is women, the other is gambling. Dogfighting, card games, car racing, all dabbling. In the past, Su Deshao was so poor in gambling that he refused to admit it when he lost, and he was the biggest youngest in Jiangbei. Even if they fail to pay their debts, they dare not give one more fart. Although they do not say anything on the surface, they slowly do not gamble less with soda. This can make Su Deshao, who is addicted to gambling, suffer, pay off all the debts, and then reintegrate into the rich gambling circle in Jiangbei. And since then, Su Deshao is willing to gamble and lose, never defaulting on his debts. And the reviews are very good. Zhao Wenbin knew the weakness of Su Deshao, so he said that. But today's Su Deshao is no longer the old dandy gambler. Bang! Su Yang slapped his hand and said with a sneer, go to Nima, who said I was targeting you because I lost the dogfight? 10 days ago, I didn't want to go to school, so I wanted to level the school. So I asked Wang Fuguei to contact the bulldozer with the money. Su Yang stared at Zhao Wenbin and then said, as a result, I heard that you helped contact the bulldozer? Yes. There is absolutely nothing wrong with the bulldozer I contacted. Zhao Wenbin's face changed greatly and hurriedly said, I have nothing to do with your accident. You blame yourself for not being able to drive a bulldozer, so you will be buried. Seeing the change of Zhao Wenbin's expression, Su Yang knew clearly in his heart that he must have tampered with it. However, the Zhao family is only a small family. Zhao Wenbin is also an ignorant wine-bag rice bag, certainly cannot do such a big game. There should be someone else behind it. There is a good chance that this person is Su Jinghan, Su Deshao's brother. But without evidence, Su Yang didn't want to alarm him, so he said, I didn't say it had anything to do with you. But Zhao Wenbin, aren't you too fucking dark? Did you charge Wang Fuguei 3 million? Su Yang said impatiently, now I give you a chance to spit out all the money you eat, and I'll pretend nothing happened. Otherwise don't blame me for being impolite. Su Yang stared angrily at Zhao Wenbin and said angrily, I am willing to gamble and lose, but I am not stupid. I have not dared to hack my money in Jiangbei. Seeing this, Zhao Wenbin breathed a sigh of relief and flashed a sneer at the corner of his mouth. But he hurriedly said, "Sorry, Su Dashao. I didn't know you wanted to contact the bulldozer. So the offer was a little higher. So I'll transfer the extra money to your card." "Shit, Zhao Wenbin, if you like. You can trick me, can't you?" On hearing this, Wang Fugui was angry and gritted his teeth and said, "Very meow, too deceitful." Chapter 9 Are you serious? It's a bad thing. Zhao Wenbin ignored Wang Fugui, transferred 2 million to Su Yang through mobile bank, and then said, "Su Dashao, the money has been transferred. Can I go now?" "Well, that's more like it." Su Yang nodded with satisfaction, then squinted to examine Zhao Wenbin and said with a slight smile, "Now that I have the capital, I have a chance to make a dogfight. I want to win back all the money I lost to you before." When Zhao Wenbin heard this, he still felt a pain in the flesh because of the loss of 2 million, but now his heart blossomed with joy. Dog fighting? Haha, this rich boy is going to give me money again. I will win back 2 million sooner or later. All right, Su Dashao. Make an appointment for another time. Zhao Wenbin agreed and left Joseph's restaurant in a hurry. "Su Yang, you want to make trouble at my birthday party, don't you? Okay. I'll call Gigi and let her take care of you." At this time, Li Feixian clenched her silver teeth. "Gigi." Su Yang raised the corner of her mouth and said, "Feixian, do you think I am afraid of that dead girl? It's a joke. Now he is Xian Tianxiandi, a girl who can order 3-legged cat kung fu. Come on. Su Dashao, you're scared, you're really scared. Let's get out of here. I don't want to get beat up." However, when Wang Fugui next to him heard Li Qiqi's name, he was immediately frightened and ran out with Su Yang. Su Yang thought about it for a moment, and before he was sure who was planning for himself, he had better protect Suda and Xiao's people. "My wife-to-be, I was confused for a moment. From now on, I promise you that I will never do anything wrong to you. Be ready to marry me." Su Yang looked at Li Feixian, said seriously, and then was pulled out of the supreme box by Wang Fugui. Are you serious?" After Su Yang and Su Yang left, Li Feixian recalled what Su Yang had just said and lost her mind for a moment. A few minutes later, outside Joseph's restaurant, black Mercedes-Benz. "Suda is very good. This NT $2 million is all I have. I've saved it for a long time. I thought it was wasted, but I didn't expect you to get it back." Wang Fugui said gratefully, "It is worthy of my good brother. For the sake of my younger brother's money," he gave a lesson to Zhao Wenbin. "It was so cool. Ibo Yun Tian Su Dashao, it's nice to be your brother in this life. You have my card number in your transfer record. Please transfer the money to me," Wang Fugui said with ecstasy. "Money?" Su Yang wondered. "What kind of money?" ? Wang Fugui had a question mark on his face, and then said with a wry smile, "Suda, don't make any trouble. Give me the money, or I'll be poor." Seeing the expression of Wang Fugui, Su Yang no longer joked, but said, "This 2 million I am useful, first put me here. I will double back to you in a few days. What use can you have?" "Shit, Su Dashao, you don't really want to fight with Zhao Wenbin, do you?" Wang Fugui was surprised at first, and then advised, "Don't, Su Dashao, you are bound to lose. Moreover, last time you lost a dog fight, you directly stewed the dog you had for a year. Now you don't even have a dog, so how can you compete? Don't you have a kennel? You just have to pick one from you." "Woji, Su Dashao, my kennels are all pet dogs, Teddy and Husky. If you want to beat Zhao Wenbin's pit bull with it, you won't be bitten to death. It's none of your business. Drive me home. I'm tired." Su Yang lay on the co-pilot and closed his eyes. "It's over. Now it's all over. 2 million is going to go down the drain again." Wang Fugui was unhappy, but he still started the car and the black Mercedes-Benz took off. When Su Yang returned to Su's house, Xiao Ting appeared and respectfully said, "Young master, the master has been waiting for you in the study for a long time." Chapter 10 Su Shinbing for the country and the people. "I see." Su Yang nodded, looked at Xiao Ting and analyzed in his heart. Xiao Ting body, there is a gas different from Reiki, should be internal strength and very strong. Su Yang speculated that Xiao Ting's attainments in this area must not be weak. But compared with Reiki, the inner strength is very different. Reiki can fully explode the inner strength. There is no way. One practices martial arts and the other practices immortals. There is no comparability at all. Although Su Yang is only practicing Qi, he is confident that he will not lose to Xiao Ting, and even take some trouble to defeat the existence of this level of Xiao Ting. Su Yang did not know what level Xiao Ting's strength belonged to, and how many such masters were there in Jiangbei. So he beat around and said, Xiao Ting, I want to understand one thing these days. If I knew Kung Fu, maybe I wouldn't have been buried a few days ago, so I want to learn Kung Fu. Su Yang looked at Xiao Ting and then said, Xiao Ting, do you think it's too late for me to practice? It's not too late, it's just that it's hard to learn Kung Fu, and the young master may not be able to hold on. Xiao Ting was surprised and responded truthfully. It's all right, I can bear hardships. Su Yang smiled and Yufeng turned and said, Xiao Ting, you are the captain of the Su family's secret guard. Your strength should be very strong, right? I'll tell you, young master, I'll be just so. Xiao Ting's words were very modest, but there was a look of arrogance in his expression and continued. However, there are no more than 10 people in Jiangbei who are better than me. 10? From this point of view, my current strength has been regarded as the existence of the top in Jiangbei. Su Yang knew it in his heart and said with a smile, You are so good. You must teach me when you have the opportunity. Yes. Xiao Ting respectfully responded, but did not take Su Yang's words to heart. In his eyes, Su Yang is a wine bag and rice bag who wants to make progress without learning or skills. He is probably just talking about it, or it is hot for 3 minutes, so there is no need to take it seriously. Unfortunately, what he does not know is that Su Yang now seems to be a master who can compete with him. Su Yang naturally saw that Xiao Ting's attitude was very perfunctory, but he didn't care. He just wanted to know whether Xiao Ting's strength was strong in Jiangbei, and he didn't want to learn Kung Fu from Xiao Ting at all. I cultivate immortals, what bullshit internal skills, I don't like it at all. Next, Su Yang strode to Su Xinbing's study and pushed the door directly into it. As soon as he entered, he noticed that Su Xinbing was watching small movies on his laptop. Yeah, it's that kind of special little movie with color, and the sound hasn't been turned off yet, so it's very exciting. Who? Sensing someone coming in, Su Xinbing hurriedly closed the computer and looked over with vigilance. After discovering that the newcomer was Su Yang, Su Xinbing immediately gritted his teeth and said, Little son of a bitch, are there any rules? Don't you know to knock first? I'm sorry, it's my fault. I won't knock before I come in next time. Su Yang moved his chair and sat opposite Su Xinbing. Don't knock next time? Su's face turned black when he heard his son's words. Dad, what were you looking at? Su Yang asked coldly, with a playful smile on his face. Ahem. Su Xinbing was slightly embarrassed. I'm not looking at anything. I'm just studying the traditional culture of the enemy. Knowing ourselves and knowing the enemy. Chapter 10 Su Xinbing for the country and the people. Only then can we win 100 battles. Su Yang suddenly realized, So, Dad, you have worked hard and are still studying hard so late. This is nothing. For the sake of the prosperity of China, it doesn't matter if I am a little bit tired. Su Xinbing spoke righteously. WTF? Where's the face? You can say that, Dad. Where's your face? Su Yang hastened to change the topic. Otherwise he would really laugh and said, Dad, what can I do for you? Well, I have something to ask you. When Su Xinbing remembered his purpose of looking for Su Yang, a pair of tiger eyes stared at Su Yang and asked, Su Yang, I heard Xiao Ting say that you caught a lot of medicinal herbs today. Who gave you that prescription? Su Yang sensed Xiao Ting before, and naturally guessed that the other party would report the drug to his father, and he had a countermeasure in mind. No one gave me a prescription. I just grabbed some medicine casually and planned to replenish my body, Su Yang said with a smile. Casually arrested? Your prescription, Huasher Huanhua, has already been seen, and it is at the top. Even he is amazed. The person who keeps saying that the prescription is above him in medical attainments, how can he be caught casually? Su Xinbing always stared at Su Yang with fierce eyes. Su Yang, Is there anything you are not telling me? It was really a random catch. Maybe it was a coincidence. Su Yang explained, I guess I was buried under the rubble a few days ago and almost died. God pity me, so I got lucky. Really? Su Shenbing was skeptical, but still withdrew his eyes and said faintly, Forget it. I won't ask any more questions. Get ready and report to the university tomorrow. What, you have to go to school? On hearing this, Su Yang exploded his hair with a conditioned reflex and said with a wry smile, Dad, are you kidding me? Keep to the point. Who has time to joke with you? Damn it. What school is so bold that it dares to accept lousy and is not afraid of being flattened by bulldozers? Not only did Su Deshao not want to go to school, but Su Yang also hated school from the bottom of his heart. Lousy Shen Tianxian Emperor cannot be trapped in 9 hell, and now he is bound in a shabby school? Are you kidding me? If this is spread to the fairy world, do you still want the face of the fairy emperor? It's the Bauhinia University. Su Shenbing solemnly said, Su Yang, I can warn you that Bauhinia University is different from the school you flattened before. This is the top medical school in China, and there are a lot of important experimental data. If you dare to destroy it, even if your grandfather comes forward, you won't be able to protect you. Su Yang said with a wry smile, Dad, can you not go? No, not everyone can enter the Bauhinia University. Some time ago, I wanted to donate 100 million yuan. I wanted to change the freshman quota for you, but I was turned down. Su Shenbing continued, Thanks to the appearance of Huashen Doctor, you have the opportunity to study inside. Dr. Huashen? Su Yang frowned and said, Why did he hurt me? No, why did he help me? Dr. Huashen saw the prescription and thought you had a gift for medicine. Su Shenbing told him, Dr. Huashen is very optimistic about you. You son of a bitch. When you get to school, even if you pretend to be diligent and studious, don't let him down, let alone offend him, or I'll make you look good. All right, go back and have a rest and go to school early tomorrow. Su Shenbing gestured. I see. Su Yang was upset, but he agreed. At present, he is only a layer of practice, can deal with Shao Ting this level, but encounter a more powerful master, there is nothing he can do. Therefore, the best choice now is to stabilize the development of other waves, and when Laozi condenses Jindan, no one can force Laozi to go to school. Dad, you should go to bed early too. Leaving a word, Su Yang turned around and walked out. Oh, leave me alone. Although I am very tired now, I can't rest yet. I still have to study the traditional culture of the enemy for a while and try to find out their weaknesses as soon as possible. As he said that, Su Shenbing showed an awe-inspiring appearance, and the haggard on his face was heartbreaking. But Su Yang, who knew the truth, paused for a moment when he heard this. Dad, your face is really thick. If it were not for your embarrassment, I would really like to borrow a movie from you.